Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. Today is day 671 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along life's trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found within the book of Proverbs. Today we'll explore Proverbs 22 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios to the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Since Paula and I will be traveling for business for a little over 2 weeks, I will need to record all those podcasts in advance. We will be substituting our regular podcast with short Wisdom Nugget episodes for 3 weeks, except for our Wisdom Wednesday episodes. After that, we will return to our regular format. Today in Proverbs chapter 2, we will learn the words to the wise. This chapter is broken into 2 parts. The beginning half of the chapter, verses 1 through 16, is the last of Solomon's 375 Proverbs. The final 16 of that collection talk about prosperity and challenge those with many resources to live by God's view of wealth. God's favorite currency is justice. This truth is evidenced by the centerpiece of this 16-verse set, verses 8 and 9, a literary pair focused on generosity to the poor. Verses 17 through 21 are an introduction to a new section of the book of Proverbs called The Words to the Wise, from chapter 22, verse 17 to chapter 24, verse 22. This collection will consist of 30 sayings. The first 6 are found right here in this chapter. These sayings are different from the 2-line Proverbs that we are used to reading. These sayings are usually longer, 4 to 6 lines in length, although some are one-liners, such as chapter 22, verse 28. Before the sayings begin, though, I will first read the introduction, which is verses 17 through 21, which reminds us of the voice of the Father. If you don't remember, he is the one with all the speeches to his son in chapters 1 through 9. He implores his son to listen to the wisdom and apply himself to knowledge, or, as he says in verse 19, that your trust may be in Yahweh. Trusting in the Lord is the purpose of this ancient book of wisdom. You might want to listen to this episode multiple times, or reread the verses 17 through 21, investing some time meditating on the purpose of the Father's heart for you. Listen intently as I read Proverbs chapter 22. A good reputation is preferable to riches, and the approval of others is better than precious silver or gold. Rich and poor have this in common: both are created by the Eternal. Prudent people see trouble coming and hide, but the naive walk right into it and take a beating. A humble person who fears the Eternal can expect to receive wealth, honor, and life. Thorny branches and traps lie ahead for those who follow perverse traps. Those who want to preserve themselves will steer clear of them. Teach a child how to follow the right way. Even when he is old, he will stay on course. The rich lord it over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. Those who sow injustice reap disaster, and their methods of oppression will fail. Generous people are genuinely blessed because they share their food with the poor. Expel a mocker and watch the wrangling go with him. Rivalry and rude remarks will also stop. Those who love a pure heart and speak with grace will find that the king is their friend. The Eternal keeps a watchful eye over those with knowledge, but he subverts the words of the faithless. A lazy person says, "A lion, right outside. I will surely die in the streets. Yet another good reason to stay inside today." And alluring words of a seductive woman are a deep hole. The Eternal is incensed toward those who fall in. Foolishness consumes the heart of a child, but corporal punishment, properly administered, drives it away. If you take advantage of the poor or coddle the rich to get ahead, you will end up destitute. Lend an ear, listen to the words of the wise, and align your thoughts to my instructions. Because true pleasure will be yours by learning them, living them, and being ready to repeat them to others. In order that you may trust only in the Eternal, I teach them to you every day, yes, even you. In fact, didn't I already write them down for you? 30 axioms of good advice and sound knowledge. To reveal to you what is reliably true, so that you can answer those who sent you with the truths that you've learned. Do not cheat poor people just because they are vulnerable, or use shady tactics in court to crush those already suffering. For the Eternal is ready to take their case, and he ruins anyone who is out to ruin them. Do not befriend someone given to anger, or hang around those with a hot head. Odds are, you'll learn their ways, become angry as well, and get caught in a trap. Don't be a person to guarantee someone else's loan or put up collateral for the debts of an acquaintance. For if you do and you can't repay, won't you be risking your bed being ripped out from under you? Do not steal property from a neighbor by moving an ancient boundary marker your ancestors established. As those who are skilled in their work, they will be recognized and invited to serve kings rather than regular folks. That will conclude our exploration of Proverbs chapter 22. The precepts found in God's Word have the law of planting and harvesting built into them. You plant good seeds in life, and you will reap a bountiful harvest of good, and the opposite is also true. Over the course of our lives, we will harvest what we plant. Each week, we will explore a full chapter in Proverbs. I hope that you'll join us next week for Proverbs chapter 23, so that you can gain wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. The entire book of Proverbs provides us with rich wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. And regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. I encourage you to take and plant the seeds of wisdom into your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your life. Tomorrow we will continue with our 3-minute Wisdom Nugget that will provide you with a bit of wisdom, if followed, that will allow you to grow healthier, wealthier, and wiser each day. So encourage your friends and family to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the Wisdom Journal, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe at iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek are downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.